Hello guys, welcome back to my next program. So I want to explain some things where you're looking to grow, you're looking to become your best version, you're looking to public speak maybe, and you're looking to make a difference. So what you have to start doing in your life is have a positive mindset. Start really helping yourself in some kind of way to do a good job for yourself, to public speak around town, maybe do a busking performance around town. Basically put yourself out there, and start really recording, even for YouTube, recording for people around you. Basically trying to do something to influence people and trying to do a better job for yourself and the world around you. It's always good also to do some kind of charity event for yourself, be a organization that runs on charity, okay? Basically donating some money to other people and doing stuff for the homeless people, doing stuff for volunteering in your own area, and basically just making a difference however you can. Make sure just to do something that is going to be helpful towards you and your life. You got to make a difference. You got to make something come true for you. You have to make your life come true. You have to make your success radiate in the world. And you have to every single day lift yourself to become an inspiration for your life. So it's for you, You have to understand, when you become an inspiration to yourself, then other people will see that. Other people will tell that you are an inspiration because that's what you radiate to other people. So it's always about lifting other people as much as you can, making sure you're generous to other people, making sure you're generous to yourself, just doing something around positive development, development work on your mindset, making sure that you're living a great life for yourself, stimulating your own mind, doing something around helping yourself and other people to grow as human beings. That's the important thing in life. It's always important to make sure that you're helping other people to grow. When you're helping other people to grow, you're going to become a great influencer. You're going to be someone who's doing something positive for the world. So every single time you do something for the world around you, you're always going to be that much better off. You understand? You're going to be one step ahead of the curve. You understand? So every single day, you're looking to grow your mindset. You're looking to become your best version. For example, I want to teach you something really quickly. Level 1. Level 1 means living with your dad. Level 1 means living with your dad. Level 2 means moving out of your dad's house or mum's house. Okay? Level 3 means getting your own rental. Level 3 is getting your own rental. Okay? And now, a woman's never going to marry you when you're on level 1 or 2. You have to understand that. You have to become a level 3 in order for a woman to marry you. Thank you very much, boss. And I'll just understand something that you have to realize, that you must become a level 3. You understand? And all people become a level 3 in life, which means you get your own rental, basically. You're getting your own rental, So you got somewhere that you can live that's not in your dad's or mum's house. And you have to have a job. You have to work 9 to 5. You have to be working, and you have to be doing a positive job for yourself and other people. You have to be making a positive environment around you. So it's always good to tape yourself while busking, for example. Do some busking performances. Put it on. Yeah, go ahead.
Mommy.
Nice one. Thank you for the 5. Yeah, nice. See you, mate. So just help yourself to recognize. For example, get some business cards out. For example. And start giving it to people, Like, just put it on the floor and start helping people to recognize who you are, Because that's what positivity is, It's always about lifting yourself, lifting your world, lifting your parents, lifting your kids, lifting your wife, lifting your children, and you have to speak your mind, wherever you are, speak your mind. Speak your mind on social media, speak your mind via busking performances, speak your mind at public speaking events, make your own events, and start helping other people to grow with you. You know, that's what you want to be doing. You want to be helping the world around you as much as possible, okay? So when you help the people around you as much as possible, you're always going to be much kinder. You're always going to be doing a favor for yourself and other people. And you're always going to be making a positive difference. And so you need to make a positive difference. So when I started busking about 5 years ago, you have to understand that I started off in Brisbane, for example, and because I was sitting down and my microphone was vibrating in delayed motion toward other people, I was in terrific in terms of I was like in chaos because I was doing this busking performance sitting down, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just speaking to people while I was sitting down. So I want to say, when you're doing a busking performance, never sit down. Make sure that your speaker is not on delay, and make sure that people can hear you straight out when you speak. You understand? So it's not delaying while you're speaking. You know, so every single day you do something for yourself, you're making a positive influence on yourself. You understand? But you have to do something positive in order for that to happen. You know, so every single day you're looking for a better scenario, you're looking for better ways of dealing with people. You understand? You want to build soft skills, you want to build emotional intelligence, you want to make sure that you have something to speak about to other people. You want to be qualified about something. You want to be someone who other people are coming to for help. You understand? You want to put yourself in a position where other people are asking you for advice. You know, that's the business. That's what you need to be doing. You know? So when you're someone that other people are asking for advice, you know, from you personally, then you're doing something correct, you know? Then you're successful. You're in a successful position where you can teach others based on your success, what's happening for you, and you can teach that to them. And basically you can teach them how you live your life. And based on how you speak and how you act and how you influence, people can tell how successful you are, okay? But it's not always about the money, okay? It's always about the heart. You know, how much heart do you put into your work? You know, because money can only get you so far. You understand? Money can't buy you love. You know, money can't buy you children. Money can't buy you things, okay? I mean, what money can buy you is material things, okay? Basically, a rental, a house, a car, shoes, clothing, and stuff like that, okay? Money is important, okay? We need money in our life, but we need more heart in our life. We need to put our heart and effort into our soul and into other people. You know, we have to make a difference for the world around us, and we have to, every single day, lift and lift and lift. Lift yourself every single day. You know, make a positive environment, make a positive influence on yourself. You know, so mentor yourself every single day to become your best version. You know, coach yourself, teach yourself all the skills that you need to learn. You know, teach that on your social media. What you learn in daily life, you throw it on your profile on your social media. You know, make a profile about you. Make something about you and post it online and make you the show, okay? So it's not a competition with other people. You just have to get to the place in your life where you feel that now you are ready to make events around people, where you feel you are ready now to advertise on social media, where you feel now you are ready to do what you need to do to become successful. You understand? So you want to focus on getting a microphone, put it to your mouth, and start speaking to people. Start talking to people. But first, practice at home. Practice with yourself at home. Basically, what you do is go ahead and make a lot of audio programs, a lot of video programs. Put yourself on video camera. Start speaking to people on social media and stuff like that. Have a voice. You know, we all need a voice. You know, I want you to have a voice today. And it's important to have a voice because we can impact people with our voice. You know, so making a positive difference in our life is the most important thing that we can do. In a sense, so how do I even recognize what to say to you or other people? Because you have to understand, with my life, I practice my craft a lot of the time. I keep practicing what I speak about. I keep practicing what I do, you understand? I'm either making life coaching programs or I'm making music. I'm practicing for something, you understand? I may be making events around you very soon, you understand? So that's why I'm practicing on social media. I'm putting myself on camera. I'm doing photos of myself. I'm branding myself. I'm building my business of information about me, Danny Milivojevic. You understand? So everything about me is on my card right here. You know, all my programs, everything I've done in my life is on that card right there. You know, so when I'm actually focusing on a better life, for example, what I'm doing is I'm always speaking on the better way. I'm always speaking much better. I'm always doing much better. I'm always trying to focus much better. I'm always living for the moment. You understand? I'm living to do better. I'm living to love my life. I'm living to live a great life. You know, so when I'm focusing on something that's working for me, you know, what I'm doing in my life is basically speaking. I'm speaking my craft. I'm speaking my mindset. I'm speaking what is true for me, you know. And people can respect you for that because they see how much work and effort you put in and how you have this kind of attitude now. You're putting yourself on video camera. You're a public speaker. You're in front of people. You're speaking. And you're making a difference in some kind of way, you know. And people can see that. You know, people can see what you are doing for yourself and other people. You know, but you have to put yourself out there. Look at me, I'm doing busking right here in my hometown. And you have to realize that, guess what? Like I'm on the spot. People are walking past, people are walking here and there. And I'm recording this scenario right here. I'm recording myself. Why am I recording myself? Because it goes on YouTube and it promotes my channel. You know, so that's the whole point. The whole point is basically to love your life, to do something that's going to be straightforward, honest, be very honest, be truthful, encourage yourself, you know, live your life to the best of your ability, every single day, doing the most you can, loving yourself every single day. You know, sending positive words of encouragement to yourself and other people. You know, every single day send some wisdom to other people. Send something that's going to be straightforward, like an insight that other people are going to basically improve from. Yeah. So make your own programs. Make something that you are passionate about. You know, that's what you have to do with your life. You know, you have to be passionate about your life. You have to be passionate about what you speak about and who you are. You know, that's why I say have high morals. Have high morals, connect with people first before you do anything else. You know? And also, just recently I had this small little box in my head, for example. And because of this small little box in my head, it's so small, and this is where I used to live in my life, in this little box in my head, okay? And I was so internally talking to myself internally, that I was so much talking to myself internally that I wasn't seeking to go outside that box or step outside that little box in my head to speak to other people. You know, so what I found is that I started speaking out aloud to myself in daily life, which now I speak almost all day, every day, aloud to myself. I speak out aloud to myself most of the day. Why do I do this? Because first of all, I'm growing. Second of all, I'm stimulating my mind. Third of all, I'm more focused and I'm more concentrated. You know, because when I'm speaking out aloud to myself, what I'm doing basically is helping myself to grow in the moment. You understand? Wherever I am, I'm having fun. Okay? I'm having a good time. You know, life is too short to be upset. Okay? We have to live a long life. We have to live a healthy life. We have to live a great life, okay? I have to do something positive today. And we have to be kind to one another, okay? But that's why I encourage you in your daily life to do so that you speak out aloud, okay? Speak out aloud to yourself and try to figure a way that you talk to yourself positively with self-talk, okay? Talking to yourself all day long, basically. You know, when you're talking to yourself all day, basically to yourself, okay, you're going to find ways to talk to other people. You're going to find ways to talk to other people on social media. You're going to find ways to post content online. You're going to find ways to post content online on social media. And you're going to find ways to basically talk to more people around you. You understand? And you're not going to be stuck in this little box in your head, okay? So, okay, like for some, you have to realize sometimes maybe it's okay, for example, to be in that little box in your head. But any time you want to get out of that box in your head, start speaking out aloud to yourself. You understand? When you speak out aloud to yourself, what's going to happen? You're going to start speaking to more people around you. You know, when you start speaking to more people around you, you're going to be much more positive and you're going to be a much better influencer. You understand? Because it's about connecting with the world around us. Thank you. You know, so thank you, boss. So God bless. And so just look for whatever you're inspired about, whatever you find inspirational, portray that in your own life, okay? Make sure that you're coming off inspirational to your family, to other people, to the people around you, you know, that you're becoming an inspiration. You know, that's what you have to become in your daily life. Every day of your life, do something on the street. You know, whatever it is, maybe selling stuff, maybe whatever it is, you're selling stuff, you're selling words, you're selling yourself, you know, and you're making a difference. Look for ways to improve your business. Look for ways to improve the world around you. You know, because when you're improving the world around you, you're always doing much better as a person. So focus on yourself. Focus on daily life. You know, focus on today, not tomorrow. Focus on today. Focus on what you're doing today to get forward in your life. You know, so you have to understand, you have to move one step forward every single day. One step forward, one step forward, one step forward, and keep going and lift your head high. You know, that's what you need to do with your daily life. So when you're focusing on growth, when you're focusing on a better skill set, or you want to attract a better skill set, you have to read, you have to understand to go and search for ideas on social media or somewhere in your life, see what other people are doing, see how other people are behaving, see what other people are doing in their life to basically become an inspiration, and do that yourself. Thank you very much. And when you're understanding to image other people, basically, you're imaging other people, okay? So look at Tony Robbins. He's a life coach. He's very successful. He's a millionaire, and he's got real estate and everything, and he's very successful, and he's got a wife and kids. You know, I promise you, if that's what you want in your life, then you have to emulate that. You know, you have to emulate Tony Robbins. You find someone in your life that you want to emulate, and you emulate them, okay? You emulate successful people. Emulate people who are successful. Do you understand? Because those are the people that are going to bring you closer to where you want to be. Okay? When you look at people who are underneath you somewhere, never look down at them. Lift them up. Okay? Lift people up, no matter where they are. Okay? Because we have to be compassionate. We have to be compassionate toward our people. Okay? People of our neighbors and everyone else around us. We have to be compassionate toward them. You understand? So we have to look at whatever we're doing with our life, we have to be successful with that, okay? We have to do something every single day to move forward with what we're doing with our life. So go on social media, brand yourself as much as you can, post as much content online as you can, and start making a profile about you. You know, that's what you need to be doing. You need to become someone interesting, okay? You have to become someone interesting in your life, you know, because that's what's worth it. You know, it's about becoming a shining star, okay? A shining star, okay? Why do you think that celebrities are one of the most promoted people in the world? Why? Because they're successful, okay? When you become successful, other people talk about you. Other people want to be around you. Other people want to hear from you. You know, other people want to give you opportunities. You know, that's why we have to become successful in our life. We have to become very successful, okay? That's why we have to learn from very successful people. We have to learn from the best, yeah? So every single day you're looking to help yourself to grow as much as possible, okay? You're looking to do something in your life that's going to basically lift you up higher. You understand? You have to lift yourself higher. So every single day, focus on your life, focus on something that grows you, focus on something that helps you to deliver information around you. You understand? So when you're lifting the world around you, you're becoming a better influencer, okay? That's what you do for your life. So you look to basically to grow with the time. Grow with who you are. You understand? So start lifting yourself today. You know, so for example, with my life, you know, in my life I did drugs, for example. You know, I was very mentally ill. I was diagnosed as schizophrenic at 19. You know, I went through a lot of trouble. You know, I didn't work 9 to 5 a lot of my life. And you have to realize that these days, you have to realize that I'm much better, you know, mentally. I'm much more I have much more skills to basically develop my life, to be able to do what I need to do to get forward. And how do I do this? I plan every single day of my life. You know, I plan. I talk. Every single day, walking and walking my talk as much as I can. In a sense, so you have to realize that what qualifies one person to speak is the willingness to do so. You know, so a person who's willing to speak for themselves and speak out aloud so that they get heard by other people can become an inspiration. You understand? Because there's always a chance for something to happen. You know, there's always a chance that you might get that job, or that you might find love in your life, or whatever it is. There's always a chance. Never rule anything out. Start lifting yourself, start lifting other people around you. You know, start really focusing on a greater life for you and other people. Start really caring. You know, you have to be caring. You understand? You have to care for someone. You understand? Care for your parents, care for the people around you, care for someone in your life. You know, start making some positive difference in your life. You know, make a habit change. Do something in your life to change one of your habits. Maybe you were a smoker, now become a non-smoker. Maybe you didn't go gym, now go to the gym. Do something in your life to change one of your habits today. You know, because we all have some poor habit. You know, for me it's white sugar. So I drink some Coca-Cola, or I eat chocolate, for example. You know, that's a bad habit of mine. Yeah, but you have to realize that I'm trying to do things with my life as well, you know, that are going to become much more successful in the future, you know, because I'm making myself to do what I need to do to better my habits, to better my life, to better everything around me and stuff like that. You understand? So that's the whole thing. The whole thing about you, that what you need to do today is lift yourself and the world around you.
What's this?
I'm not sure. Someone dropped it in. Yeah, just leave it in there. Thanks. So every single day, you have to understand, focus on something positive. Focus on something that's going to help you to read something. You know, so read a book, read some kind of thing that you can about psychology, about building habits, about success, about positivity, about something about life that's going to help you to focus and refocus about life, you know? Pardon?
How long are you staying here for?
Oh, just a few more minutes. Yeah.
Where are you going after?
I have to go somewhere, yeah.
Where?
I've got something to do. Yeah. No worries, brother. See ya.
Different location?
Yeah, I have to go somewhere different, yeah. No worries. So focus on helping yourself to even reply to people around you, for example, you know. So there were some people here who were asking me questions and I was just replying, you know. But you have to understand that you must not get so personal in terms of giving out your personal information as much, about what you do solely personally about you. Sometimes it's very good to have some private life as well. Have a private life. It's good to have a private life. Start really focusing on dwelling on a better life for yourself and other people. Always focusing on yourself first. Loving yourself first, and then helping yourself and other people to grow. That's what you need to do every single day of your life. You have to focus on something positive. Focus on one momentum that you got throughout a video, and start doing that throughout the whole video, at one tempo. When you're public speaking around people, you're never seeking to do it very fast. You're never seeking to do it very slow. You're seeking to have a moderate pace, something that goes with your pace. And when you're making a difference with your life, you're always seeking to do much better for yourself and other people. So you have to realize, you have to also understand that you must look as professional as you can for yourself. You must look good, you must look tidy, you must look groomed, you must shower every day, start doing that much more in your life and whatever it is. Like for example, showering, it's a good thing to shower every day. Because for example, myself, I gel my hair every day, okay? When I'm going out somewhere, my hair is gelled, okay? Or waxed, okay? So I have to have a shower, for example, every day, because my hair on my head is basically wax, all wax, okay? So that's why showering every day is a good thing for you. It's going to cleanse you. It's going to make you feel good. Okay, so also go for a massage. Go for a massage from time to time. Every once in a month, go for a massage somewhere nearby. Once you finish off with a 45-minute massage, guess what happens? You start feeling like a woman. You start feeling like a man. Because the person done such a great job on your back and lower back and your whole body or whatever, that you now feel so strong. You feel much more pleasant. You feel much more peaceful. You feel much more relaxed after a massage. So a massage is automatic relief, okay? It's basically relief to help you to live a greater life. And it's a thing that you do in your life to go out and relax somewhere. So start really understanding that you have to also have some sunlight in your life. Okay, have some sunlight in your life. Be in the sun for at least 20 minutes a day. Try to get some sunlight. Go in the park, sit on the bench, relax, talk to yourself out aloud like I do. And start really understanding that you're just talking to yourself basically, and you're looking for the word of your life, which is the word I, okay? And you're just looking for yourself, okay? You're looking for yourself. You're looking for something to talk about. You're talking in the moments. You're just being yourself, Be yourself with everyone around you, okay? When you're looking to grow yourself as much as possible, you're looking to help yourself to realize what you're doing with your life and how you're going to become successful. You're looking for things that you can do in your daily life that you are, for example, wanting to do. So what you want to do, you have to do eventually. So start living your dreams. Start living your life, Start really focusing on your life to succeed. Let's say if I had a crowd right here sitting down, I'd be asking them questions. I'd ask them questions based on business, about life, do you guys have any questions or something like that? You have to interact with people around you. You understand? Interact with yourself, interact with someone nearby you, say hello, be kind, be generous, start living your dreams. You have to live your dreams in life. You have to start doing something in your life that you've never done before, Start experiencing life differently. Start going for deeper wisdom in life. Start reading books, read books, read the newspaper, read social media. Start really dwelling and being very excited about life. Start being excited like a puppy is very excited to see you. You understand? So, the more excited you are, the better you feel. You know what I'm saying? So don't be a smoker, be a non-smoker, and don't use drugs, okay? Because drugs make you feel worse, okay? I'm one person also in the world who was doing illicit drugs and all that, in my life, and guess what? It didn't get me anywhere, okay? It was only leading me down toward the prison path, okay? So start focusing on a sober life, being sober, focusing on a higher power, going for spirituality, for example, focusing on positivity and life coaching, or, for example, whatever you do with your business, you have to do that on social media, okay? You have to do your life on social media. You have to give some tips for people. You have to be doing content for people on social media, okay? And when you're doing that, eventually you're practicing for something, okay? You're practicing for something on your social media, okay? And eventually it becomes real life, eventually, because you'll figure it out. You'll go along the lines of making all this content for social media, and somewhere along the lines you'll learn something magnificent. You'll learn something amazing that you've never learned before. And then you'll teach it on video, and then you'll move on, and then you'll learn some new things with your life, and then you'll teach it on a video, and then you'll move on, and then you'll teach more things that you've learned. And then you build 10,000 videos of yours on YouTube, and you can give someone a business card, for example, to come see you. And you can do that, for example, that can be a reality for you. You can have 10,000 YouTube videos of yours that you made, of life coaching or any kind of advice that you want to give to other people, and you can give a business card to them, and you can help them with your content. But eventually you're going to be leveling up. You're going to be leveling up so much that eventually you're doing it in real life, okay? That's what you have to realize. So focus on helping yourself to basically understand that you have to get real, okay? You have to start getting real with your life. You have to start getting real with your business. You understand? So focus on understanding that as soon as you quit smoking, guess what happens? You start breathing better. You start having more energy. You start sleeping better. You understand? Your skin looks better. You start getting healthier. You start having more fitness. All this kind of stuff happens when you quit smoking. And why do I jump from topic to topic? Well, you have to realize I jump from things to things because once I get an idea, I just have to give it to you. I may get an idea over here, and I'm talking about something over here. I have to jump into that topic to give it to you before I forget about it. You understand? So that's why I'm making a video right now. It's going on YouTube, okay? And basically, every single day I'm doing this. Every single day I'm making programs. I'm making content. I'm posting on YouTube. I'm posting on social media. I'm making a dream of mine come true, And I'm going to do this for life. I'm going to bask for life. I'm going to just be in front of people, just stimulating my mind, taping myself and recording myself on camera, and posting online for people to see me, basically, because at the moment, my channel is my show, so, promote your show in life, promote what you do to other people on your social media. It's important to have a social media today. It's important to brand yourself. It's important to put your face on camera, okay, and show people who you are. So you have to realize that when you're being a positive influence around people, you have to do something positive with yourself to help other people to grow, okay? So realize that when you're focusing on something positive for your life, when you're focusing on something that's going to help you to succeed, you're looking for better ideas, you're looking for better ways of thinking, you're looking for better ways of growing. You understand? That's what you need to be doing. You need to be making a difference. You have to be making a difference today. Not tomorrow, not in the past. Look at the person beside you and look at one thing that you can do to help them today. How can you help them? Ask them a question. Ask them something. And start really focusing on asking people around you, how can you give them a service? How can you provide them something that they need? What do they need? You can conduct a survey on a busking performance, or you can go on the street and ask people to sign a petition or whatever, or a survey based on what they think or what they think they need from you for you to do your business. You know, you need to know what people's needs are. You need to know what people need from you, and you need to deliver that to people. You have to deliver information to people. You have to do everything you can in your power to help other people. You understand? And how do you help people the most? You help them with words. You help them with creating something. You create something for yourself. You create a book. You create a life. You create whatever it is. You create something. What are you good at creating? What can you create for other people? How can you be someone that other people want to be? You understand? How can you be someone that other people want to be you? You understand? So put yourself in a situation where other people can see you. You understand? Put yourself in a situation where other people can see you, and they can ask you for advice, or they can at least just see you to see how they measure up to you. You understand? So when you're focusing on a better life for yourself, when you're focusing on something that you can do for yourself and where you can help in terms of what you can do for other people, you're looking for a service. You're looking for some kind of service you provide to other people. Social media is that. You know, you can do whatever it is that you want to do with your life, you can do that on social media. You understand? You can make a YouTube channel, you can make a social media, and you can post your thoughts on social media. And that's what you can do. And it's for free. It's for free. You understand? So every single day, like I have, for example, 30,000 views on my channel. 30,000 views just on my Instagram profile. I have 800,000 views on my Instagram threads. And I have also about 75 hours worth of, 1,000 hours of YouTube hours of people reading my content on YouTube. You understand? Like 1,000 hours, and plus views around over 200,000 views. You understand? So, and plus for my music production, I have another 200,000 views right there as well for people searching my name on Spotify, searching my name on iTunes and SoundCloud and whatever, and people putting me on playlists and all this kind of stuff. You know? So, but nothing happens until you're doing it in real life. You know, you have to be doing it in real life eventually. You have to put yourself out there. You have to put yourself in front of people. You have to make a name for yourself. But you have to be confident in who you are. Yes, and you have to be confident in yourself. And how do you get confident? How do you get confident? Well, you do a lot of writing and you speak to yourself a lot. You speak to yourself a lot is how you get confident. You understand? You get confident by doing and creating a lot of content. The more content you create, the more confident you are about what you've created. You know, so I'm creating this video, you know, for however long, you know. So, for example, I could be talking for hours. I could be talking for 1 hour. I could be talking for 30 minutes. But I'm talking, I'm in front of people, I'm showing up. Today's a Sunday. You know, today is rest day. You know, today's a resting period. You know, but I'm still out here, you know, I'm basically talking to people, and I'm basically growing, and I'm inside myself, and I'm pronouncing myself into the world, aren't I? You know, so I'm making something come true. That's what you need to do also. So you need to basically look at your life, and you need to focus on how can you make a difference today? How can you do something today and what can you do today that other people are not doing? Now, so you could be making a program that's specifically unique to you that other people would not necessarily make that kind of program like you would. Or you can make, for example, a music track. Okay, you can make a music track that's solely unique to you and not like other people. How's it going, bro? How you doing? And when you're focusing on something that's positive, you know, when you're focusing on a better life, okay, for yourself and other people, you know, you're looking to make something unique for you, okay? You're looking to do something that other people are not doing, okay? What are other people not doing that you can do, that you can provide to them? You know, you're looking to provide a service of some kind. You know, you're looking to provide something to other people. Provide your voice, provide your talent, provide what you can create. You know, post that on social media, make a social media profile about you, brand yourself, put yourself on video, put yourself on image in terms of photos, and make a profile about you, make a buzz about you. You know, that's what you need to be doing. You know, that's why social media is here for us to make an opportunity for ourselves. You know, because other people are not going to beg us to come on social media and to basically make a profile about us. You know, we have to go and make our dreams come true, okay? We have to create our dreams, okay? And social media is one platform that you can use, like YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, you know, Instagram threads, you know, WhatsApp, you know, for example, LinkedIn as well, you know, and there are other platforms as well on social media you can use, like SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. You know, get your programs out there. You know, get your voice out there. Yeah, that's what you need to be doing. Yeah, start really focusing on a better life for you. Start really focusing on how can you focus on helping other people. How can you focus on developing your craft? Develop your skills, develop your talent, develop your ability, develop something about you that you can do for other people. You know, so focus on creating your own buzz. Create your own buzz in life. You know, create something that you are doing in life, give it to other people right now. You know, that's what you have to be focusing on. You have to be focusing on you. So sorry that my mic is cutting out a bit. It's because I've been moving around and my mic's, I don't know, it's just cutting out for some reason. So focus on helping yourself basically to make a positive difference. Make a positive difference in your life, okay? Make something that is going to be straightforward. Basically, that's going to be straightforward, that's going to be simple to understand, and that's also going to be helping other people in the process. Understand? So that's what you need to be doing with your life. You have to grow right now. You have to grow as much as possible. You have to do your life today. You have to be positive about your life. You have to be encouraging. You have to be doing something that's going to be lifting yourself and other people. And you have to be every single day doing a lot of repetition with your content while getting new content in the process. You understand? That's why, let's say if I was at a seminar right now, I'd be asking people questions about what do they need from me so that I can help them. You know? And you have to realize that, you know, like I may not have all the answers to life, but I can definitely help with my mindset, you know? You know, so every single day when you're helping yourself to overall make a round scenario, you know, like, for example, make an overall scenario answer toward everything. You know, you can always figure out something that you want to say. You can always figure out what you want to do with your life, you know. But you have to move forward. You have to move forward today. You have to look at people and how they look at you while you bus perform. You have to look at how people are reacting towards you and how people are doing their life while you're in their life. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be portraying a positive image toward other people. You want to be portraying a positive image toward other people. You understand? So focus on helping your life to succeed. Focus on every single day loving your life. Every single day doing as much as possible. Every single day lifting yourself, lifting other people, you know. Just doing the best job you can. You know, you have to do the best job you can. You have to do something that you are passionate about. You know, do something that you can do. You understand? That's what you need to be doing. And look for your passions, you know. Look for something that you're really good at. You know, you can really bring something to the table and start doing that and be all about that. You know, and just post it on social media every single day of your life. I promise you, you'll learn amazing things. I promise you, you'll build this massive empire just about that one little thing you thought about. You know, so that's why add ideas to people, add value, add a lot of value. You know, make a YouTube channel, post 10,000 videos of yourself on it. You know, that's what inspirational is. You know, every single day, focusing on your life, focusing on something that is going to be growing you right now. You know, focus on growth, focus on something that is helping you to succeed in life, and focus on helping yourself to uplift you and other people. You know, you have to be growing as much as possible. You have to be growing as much as possible today so that you can become successful. You know, growth is where success is. You know, remember that. Thank you. Thank you. So start really uplifting yourself today. Uplift who you are. You know, you deserve success. You deserve love. You deserve worthiness. You deserve everything in your life. You just have to go get it. You know, get your life. You know, go get what it is that you need. You know, go get your dreams. Go get that woman. Go get that man. Go get them. Okay? You know, they're not going to come to you. You have to go to them. You know, success is not going to come to you. You have to go to success. You know, you have to work for success. Every single day you have to work for something. You have to work for what you believe in. You have to work for who you are. You understand? You have to work every single day with your disciplines, with your morals, with your values, about who you are and who you want to become and who you are becoming. You know, so focus on a greater life. Focus on helping to manifest a greater life for yourself. You know, making sure that you're a positive individual, you know, positive mindset, positive thinking, positive everything in your life. You know, making sure that you're giving ideas, giving a lot of ideas, you know, making sure that you're just doing the best job you can, you know, doing the best you can for other people. You know, that's what you need to be doing. Do the best job you can do for yourself and other people. You know, you are worthy. You got something in you. You got some potential inside of you. And you can do that in front of people. You can do it around people. You know, you can do something about whatever it is that you're passionate about around people. And you can post that information on social media, and you can make a difference today with your profile and your life. You know, so you have to understand you have to create a service. Create something that really helps you to get your message across. You know, whatever it is, like maybe a kind word, maybe a song, maybe it's a picture. Maybe you want to give a picture to someone. Maybe, I don't know, whatever it is that you're passionate about. You can do that on social media today, and you can make a difference. Okay? So, thank you. And focus on just making a positive person out of you. You know, make a positive person out of you. Make something come true for you. Make something believe in you. You know, make yourself believe in yourself. You know, make this whole big difference in your life. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. So focus on something that is going to bring you abundance, something that's going to bring you clarity, something that's going to bring you a good amount of whatever it is that you want in your life. You know, you have to start pushing yourself to go that way. Push yourself to go into that version of yourself that you dream of. You know, all that we want to become is a better version of ourselves. Okay, we just want to become a better version of ourselves. So every single day, work on yourself and nothing else. Work on yourself every day. Believe me, it's worth it. Every single day, work on yourself. You know, make yourself inspirational. Make other people inspirational. You know, promote people on your channel. You know, bring people into your YouTube channel and start promoting them. You know, and start really getting an audience for yourself, and start really doing something to be inspirational, you know, around in your world. You know, even standing and doing a public speaking program in front of people still does inspire people. You know, like, even though they're not watching my video, they see me standing over here in terms of recording this video and I'm public speaking, and they see me as an inspiration because I'm standing up and I'm speaking for something, you know. So this is what you must do. You must do this as well. You know, so every single day, focus on every single day doing the best job you can, you know. Do whatever it is that's on your mind. Do something that is going to be giving ideas, that's going to be basically creating abundance, that's going to be creating dollars, that's going to be creating insights, that's going to be creating whatever it is that's on your mind. So I just want to see, for example, how long it's been. Okay, I've got 10 minutes. Okay, so every single day, focus on something that you can do today. What can you do today to help me to grow? What can you do today to help me to grow as a person? What can you do today to add value to my life? What can you do today to help me make more money in my pocket? Yeah, think of those questions. Write some answers to those questions down in your notes. And be writing notes. When you're watching videos, when you're watching something, be writing notes about what you're learning. Reinforce learning in your life. Whatever it is, you have to be talking to yourself every day. You have to be making a positive environment. Making a busking performance like this is a positive environment for the people around me, because I'm public speaking and I'm basically standing up for something and I'm basically giving all this positive information. So I'm making a positive difference, you understand? And that's what you need to be doing as well. So you have to be doing something in your life that's going to be helping your life to succeed. In a sense, so every single day, focus on lifting yourself higher. Lift yourself higher. Do the best job you can. Do something that's going to be very successful. And understand that money is not going to fall out of the sky. Okay? You have to go work for the money you make. And then you have to make and you have to create content for the community around you. Okay? You have to be creating content. You have to be a content creator. Okay? Remember that. Content creation is everything. Yeah? So start making a lot of content. Yeah? Content about you, content about your life, content about your story, about your success, about where you came from, about what you have done in your life, about everything about you, okay? And start living your best life. Start living the dream of your life. You understand? That's what you need to be doing. You need to be believing in yourself. You need to believe. You have to believe in yourself. Okay? I want you to believe in yourself. Believe in who you are. Believe in your passion. Believe in your ability. Believe in your skills. Believe in your growth work. Okay? However you grow today, believe in that. Believe and believe and believe, and you'll get there. But believe, do, and you will. And you must get there. And so every single day, making a positive environment, doing something positive, making sure you're lifting the wall around you, you're making a positive difference around you, you're inspirational, you're basically giving a lot of content, you're giving a lot of content to people. You're thinking of ideas, you're thinking of something to say, you're thinking of something to do, you're thinking of scenarios, you're thinking of ideas, you're thinking of somehow to add value to other people, you're thinking of whatever it is that's on your mind and you're doing it. You're doing it on social media, okay? And eventually you can advertise your social media to people and more people will come on your social media to see what you're doing. And then you can be making a name for yourself on your channel. So get support, get people get people on your channel in terms of interview other people on your channel, and also make sure that you're hiring other people to help boost your social media. So hire a SEO expert, hire a person to manage your Instagram, hire people to help you with TikTok, with social media, hire people to help you for them to give you information about whatever it is that you want to grow with. So social media, get information about social media. You understand? So get that from people who are on Fiverr and who are on freelance websites about how they can help you do your work for you. And you pay them money and they give you a service. You understand? You pay them money and they give you a service. And then what you do eventually, you make a ClickFunnels and paid ads. And you're doing paid ads and ClickFunnels, and guess what you're doing? You're advertising and you're making money online via landing pages, okay? Via landing pages, you're making money, okay? Because you're advertising your social media, you got all this content going on your social media, and you can sell that via an online storage on your social media channel, and basically, guess what? You're making money online because you're advertising content to other people. Helpful content that can help other people. And you have to advertise something to other people. Okay? You have to advertise yourself. You have to advertise who you are. You have to advertise something about whatever it is that's in your life, and you have to give that toward other people. You understand? So every single day, focus on your life. Focus on building and developing a greater life for yourself. Focus on developing key skills, key traits, key values, key morals. Key disciplines. Have self-control in your life and start being an inspiration today. You understand? Start doing something that you can do in your daily life. You can do a busking performance like me, okay? Do something you're passionate about on the street. You can just speak to people. Just talk. Let people know your voice. Let people know who you are. And showcase yourself. Showcase your skills. Showcase what you can do. Showcase your talent. Showcase your ability. Showcase how good you are. Showcase your every being, okay? Showcase your being, your mindset, your knowledge. Give that to other people. Give your fiber and your soul to other people. You understand? And basically, guess what? Make a name for yourself. Make something come true for you. Make all this content for yourself. Make a beautiful life for yourself. Make a beautiful life for you. Because when you're making something come true for you, you're always doing a better job. You're always doing something that's growing you. That's the main difference. The main difference is what's growing you today. What grows you the most? Think of that one thing that's growing you and go for that. Because what grows you is what helps you. You understand? So start helping yourself today. You understand? Help yourself more and more every single day. You understand? Focus on helping your life in some kind of way. Be kind toward yourself and other people. Be kind today more toward yourself as well. So make a difference today. Make a difference for other people. And make sure that you're lifting the scenario of your life. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this program. I hope to see you guys in my next ones. And this is just my busking performance here where I live. And basically, I'll see you guys very soon. I'll see you guys in the next program. And just make sure you're just lifting yourself, lifting your potential, lifting who you are, making sure that you're doing the best job you can, doing what you can to lift your life, lift the person you are. That's all you do for today, and make sure you love your life.